All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it is I, Jolting Joe, and this is the Jolting Joe Sports Show coming to you live. Well, not really live, but at the time of this recording, live from my upstairs porch. Sorry, a little bit of cigar there. So let's kick it off. What are you smoking? What are you drinking? And today, Rocky Patel. You all know that Rocky's one of my favorite cigar brands. I really like Rocky, just good quality stuff for a reasonable price. I like them a lot. But this is their Connecticut, so the vintage 1999. And which is their Connecticut wrapper, so this is nice and light. If you like a light smoke, got the Connecticut wrapper, and yes, they do grow tobacco in Connecticut. It's one of those things you don't realize, but yeah, it's true. All right. So what are you drinking? All right. I might have had this one before, but I just got them in the fridge right now. But this is the St. Arnold's, once again, craft brewery in Houston. Well, it's craft brewery in Texas, but this is the French Press, which is an Imperial Coffee Porter. Now this one, they make a couple bigger octane ones. But this is one of their lighter octane ones. So, ooh, there we go. Forgot to get that up there in the camera shot. There you go. Now, it is hot right now. It is summertime. But you know what? I like stouts and porters any time of year. That's just me. All right. Also, too, you'll notice the new hat. And also, too, got a little SFA koozie action going on here. This is where I graduated from. So, there you go. Blam and blam. So, we're lumberjacks and we're okay. All right. And then got this at the Astros game on Saturday. It was alumni night. And so it's got the Astros logo, of course, and then got the SFA logo there on the bill. So, and it's got the little thing in there on the side. So, pretty sweet hat, actually, for free. And but yeah, the Alumni Association, they had a little, had a thing up there Saturday night when played the Rangers. Yeah, played the Rangers. JV was pitching. I always like it when I get to see Justin Verlander pitch. I'm going to go off on a tangent here because we don't really have that much to talk about. So I'm just going to go off on this tangent. It revolves around sports, though. Growing up, being here in Houston, get to see a lot of great pitching. And when your team's good, or when and you got some good players and stuff, it's always fun just to go out to the ballpark just to see players, because here in Houston, of course, got Verlander in the trade in 2017, but he only played basically September in the playoffs, and then we got him all of 2019, and then of course he tore his elbow in 2020, got one start in 2020, and didn't pitch 2020, didn't pitch 2021. So this is only the second full year that he's had with the Astros, and so it's always a treat anytime that Verlander's on the mound to go see him, to actually watch him pitch. So I really enjoy it. But I've gotten to see Andy Pettitte when he was here, Roger Clemens when he was here. So it's always good to go see some good quality pitching. And also too, I'm one of those guys where even if the Astros are playing a team that I don't necessarily like, or if the Astros are just, back in like 2012, 13, 14, when the Astros were shit, losing 100 games a season, I would go just to see pitchers. So if, Astros moved out of the National League, didn't get to see the Cubs anymore, so Jake Arrieta came through, just wanted to go see him. Or Verlander, when he was playing for the Tigers, got to see him pitch for the Tigers when he came through. Things like that. Like, I will go, now that the Astros are playing the Angels in the same divisions, I'll go see Ohtani pitch, and things like that. So it's always kind of fun to go see those guys pitch. So if you're in a town with a good club that's got a good pitcher, go see him. I've just been spoiled on pitching. Got to see Garrett Cole, Justin Verlander, like I said, Roger Clemens and Pettitte, and then there was some dark days there, but some really good rotations and stuff. So go out to your local ballpark and enjoy it. It's always good seeing those guys. You can never go wrong with that. Always, that's one of the reasons that I'll go to a game, is just to see a certain pitcher. So now we're gonna take our first road trip. Me and the wife, we've been doing this since 2018. But we try to take at least one road trip to a ballpark we've never been to when the Astros are on the road. So this year we're going to go to Kansas City and go to Kauffman Stadium because I've heard great things about Kauffman. I haven't really heard anything bad about Kauffman. I heard the fountains are great. And Kauffman now one of the older ballparks around nowadays, but I've never been. So they're going to be playing the Royals. No, this is Memorial Day weekend coming up as I talk to you right now, but we'll be going the following weekend up there for that. And Greinke, we're going to be going to the game probably Friday night and to the Sunday afternoon game. Now, they got a Saturday afternoon game, but it's like a 3 o'clock start, so it kind of screws your whole day up if you're trying to do stuff. And we do want to see some of Kansas City, and so it kind of sucks that that game starts at 3 because, you got to be at the ballpark by like 2. It kind of screws up your whole morning. You can't really do a lot. And the game goes until, 6, 6:30, something like that. And then, go out to dinner, but then everything else is closed, museums and shit. It's a little hard to see the town. But Greinke is pitching Sunday, so he'll either pitch, but the Royals have a day off on Thursday. So I don't know if they're going to bump him a day because his 5th day would be Friday when we get to see him. But he's either going to pitch Friday or Saturday. So I'd like to see Greinke pitch again, but I got to see Greinke pitch as well when he was here in Houston, of course. Actually went to his Houston debut. I actually got tickets just for his Houston. Once they traded for him, I went, we're going. And I did the same thing with Verlander. We're going. All right. But, yeah, when you make a big trade like that. Oh, Randy Johnson, that was another one. Speaking of, I got to see him in the Astrodome when he came, when the Astros got him. I went to his first game as an Astro, and that was fun. So, anyway. Yeah, just throwing that out there, man. But just talking some baseball, talking some sports. But, yeah, I always enjoyed doing that stuff, man. Good time. So, hopefully you folks out there, like I said, go see good pitching because you won't be disappointed. All right, not really a lot to talk about today. We saw the Preakness. No, we talked about the Preakness. I did not win any money on the Preakness, and also too the 3 of the favorites came in the Preakness, and it was early vote. I think was the name of the horse that won the Preakness, and the horses finished second in the Derby, also finished second in the Preakness, and of course there was no chance of a Derby Triple Crown winner this year because of Rich Strike not running the Preakness. They'll run the Belmont here in a couple weeks, but anyway. But yeah, I can't remember if I talked about that on the last. I think I talked to you last week. It was before the Preakness. I think the Preakness was this past Saturday. It's been almost a week. Shit. But yeah, we're talking about that. But yeah, the Preakness wasn't anything fantastic. It wasn't like the Derby. Derby was freaking amazeballs. But nothing on the Preakness. 3 favorites came in. I think the trifecta, the dollar trifecta only paid like $33. Yeah, so it kind of is what it is. As far as that goes. And I bet a horse across the board. I bet 2 horses across the board. One of them finished in the top 3. The other one did not, and that's what screwed me. So I had 2 tickets that had 2 of the 3 horses, and another one got screwed. So I don't even know. Probably should just save my money and not belt the Belmont. But yeah, I'm a degenerate gambler, so we'll probably ended up betting it. We'll see what happens. Still can't believe I didn't bet that 20 horse. But who knew? 80-1. Who knew? Unbelievable. Might throw $10 on the long shot from here on out now with the Derby just in case. Tell you what, Jesus Christ, $10 would have won you almost $1,000. Anyway, so the Preakness happened last week. So I'm pretty good with that. And then we'll get into the big thing, which is going to be the PGA Championship over the last weekend, which that was got some things with that. Really, NBA playoffs have been not good. The conference finals have not been good. The Warriors clinched it last night. They defeated the Mavericks in 5 games. And the reason it hasn't been good is because all the games have been blowouts, man. It's been blowout after blowout after blowout. There's nothing's close. And then you look at the Boston Heat series, which I believe, let me double check, but Boston, they're up 3-2, right? I think. Let me double check because I don't freaking know. I know that series is close. Boom. All right. yeah, I was right. Boston's up 3-2. Game 6 is tonight. Celtics are going to try, or excuse me, the Heat are going to try and tie that one up. But that really, I mean, it's a close series. It's been a close series, 3-2. But those 5 games they've played have been blowouts. It's been nuts. So that's basically your NBA playoffs in a nutshell, because there hasn't been that much freaking going on with that. NHL's been, I've caught a little bit of the NHL, but let's see here. Let me kind of back it up to like Tuesday. Nope, was that too far? Okay, let's back it up to Wednesday. Okay, well, I'll tell you what. Let's just go back to where we left off. All right, so, okay. Let's go back to Monday. Monday's where we'll pick it up at. So Monday, once again, this is Friday, May the 27th. But this past Monday, the Lightning, Tampa Bay Lightning, they swept the Florida Panthers. So that series is over. And then the Avalanche had a 3-1 series lead. That was Monday. Tuesday, the series between the Rangers and Hurricanes was tied at 2 apiece. Edmonton led Calgary 3-1. Move it to Wednesday. The Blues beat the Avalanche in overtime. Colorado led that series 3-2. Move it to Thursday. And Carolina beat the Rangers for a 3-2 series lead. And then last night, the Oilers beat the Flames in overtime to win that series 4-3. So the only 2 games you have left are the Rangers Hurricanes and Blues Avalanche. So Blues Avalanche is tonight. If Colorado wins, that series is over. And then Hurricanes, same thing. If they beat the Rangers on Saturday, that series is over. So that's what we got for that. All right. Nothing really much with college football, NFLs, and OTAs. I mean, they're out there in T-shirts and shorts and helmets. All right, you're not going to judge anything from OTAs. Nothing big there. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it, y'all. I mean, there's not a whole hell of a lot going on. Real quick, we go through the MLB standings just here. Yankees, after a slow start, they're just, much as this pains me, they're fucking killing it right now. But they're leading the AL East by 5.5 games over Tampa. Toronto's 7.5 back. Boston 10.5 back. In the Central, you got the Twins leading by 4.5 games over the Chi Sox. Astros have a 2.5 game lead over the Angels. National League East, Mets have a 7.5 game lead over the Braves. Brewers up 4.5 in the Central over the Cardinals, and then the Dodgers have a 2-game lead over the Padres. Dodgers playing really well too; they're 30-14, and then the Padres 28-16, and then San Francisco's 5.5 back in first place. So that's really kind of it as far as that goes. So let's get into the PGA Championship and talk about that. So if you like golf, you can shut this video off now and not watch the rest of it. If you're ready for some golf talk, let's talk some golf. All right. Actually went down and played around Monday with a buddy of mine, Tugboat Dave. We call him Tugboat because that's his occupation. He's a tugboat captain on the Ohio River and Cumberland River up there, but he does 28 on, 28 off. He actually drives up to Kentucky from Galveston, gets on for 4 weeks, gets off the boat, drives back to Galveston, stays at home for 4 weeks. But we went and played golf down at Moody Gardens golf course in Galveston, which is a really nice course, by the way, if you're in Galveston. Moody's a public course, good course. It's taken really well care of. The only thing about Moody is don't play that course if you don't like water. There's literally water on every hole. So if you have an aversion to water, don't play that course. But it is a nice course. I do highly recommend going down there and play. So we went down there and played. Also, for the record, I suck. I've got like a handicap of like 18 or 20. It's bad. Okay. I just go out there and drink beer and shoot whiskey and hit balls. Basically. But sometimes I think George Carlin had it right. Just pick up your ball, put it in your pocket, call it a day, go home. But anyway, so the PGA Championship was this past weekend, and it was really good. They played there at the Country Club in Tulsa. First of all, let me just tell you how stupid professional golfers are. Stupid good they are. I think it was the sixth hole was a par 3, 214 yards. Guys were hitting like a 7-iron, 214 yards. Like 214, I'm pulling a 3-wood. on 214, I'm pulling a 3-wood. And these guys are hitting a freaking 7-iron and hitting the green with it. And just like, Jesus criminy. And then I want to say it was the eighth hole was a par 3 as well. And it was 224. And I was watching somebody, I can't remember who it was, maybe it was Cam Smith. He has 7-wood, damn near aced it, missed the pin by that much. And but yeah, I mean 224. I am not hitting a 7-wood. I'm pulling driver on 224. Jesus Christ, those guys are freaking stupid good, man. Just stupid good. So first of all, let's get into Tiger. Tiger had an okay first day. He was hanging around there. His second day was not so good. He was hovering around the cut line. The cut line was at +4 on Friday, and he was sitting around that cut line for most of the day, but he really buckled down, and ended up making the cut. I think he was +2 at the end of play on Friday, so he was 2 strokes below the cut line, made the cut line. Saturday, I did watch Tiger play Saturday. I watched most of his round on Saturday, and it was pretty damn ugly, to be completely honest with you. He ended up finishing, I think, on the day. Well, by the time it was all said and done, I think he was +11 for the tournament. So I think he was +9 on the day for that. And then he ended up withdrawing and did not play Sunday, which I completely get and I completely understand, because the mere fact that Tiger Woods has a leg is a miracle. The mere fact that Tiger Woods is out there playing is a miracle. The fact that he made the cut at the Masters is a miracle. The fact that he made the cut at the PGA is a miracle. But he was able to make the cut, and then, like I said, do not blame him at all do not blame him one bit for withdrawing. You got to remember, with that reconstructed leg that he has, it takes like 3 hours for him to rehab it. And then when he gets up in the morning, it takes another 2 or 3 hours to kind of get it loosened up and everything. And so he finished late on Friday. He had an early tee time on Saturday. There wasn't much time for a turnaround. He played like absolute shit. And it was in a lot of pain, and you could tell that he was in pain. And so the U.S. Open is 3 weeks away. I will not be surprised if Tiger plays it, but I will also not be surprised if he sits this one out and then waits to go play the Open Championship at St. Andrews. As much as he wants to play the U.S. Open, I think that he wants to play the Open Championship, the British Open. I think he wants to play it more. It is the 150th anniversary of the Open this year. It is being played at St. Andrews, the old course. And, Tiger always liked St. Andrews. It's one of his favorite courses. And so, I think, so he, I can see him skipping the U.S. Open to play the British, but we'll see how it goes. But that's kind of Tiger Woods. But like I said, it's a miracle he's even freaking out there. It really, really is. Also, too, John freaking Daly. Gotta love this guy, right? John Daly and his Santa Claus beard, in his loud pants, with a cigarette in one hand and a Diet Coke in the other. He did get to use a cart because apparently he's had some knee issues, but was out there at one point. Now, this was like the first day, and it was the first day, but the PGA made a thing that it's 2022 and John Daly's leading the PGA Championship, which he was on the leaderboard for the first day when the first guys got up there. He was one of the first guys to tee off. But of course, if you win the PGA Championship, you get a lifetime exemption to play the PGA Championship. And of course, Jay Daly has won the PGA Championship, so he has a lifetime exemption, and so he can play. So they let him play. Makes the cut, and posts, I think it was on Twitter or his Instagram, one of the two. He posts, when my cut money that I make is going to buy everybody around at Hooters. And there was actually a picture of him. I think it was after Thursday, maybe. It might have been after the Friday round two when he actually made the cut. But he hit the Hooters, and then he hit the casino. And there's a picture of John Daly at the slot machines, playing there at the casino too. You just gotta love John Daly. The man's a national treasure, legend, kind of every guy. Just the everyman. He's kind of the redneck country club. You know what I mean? He's the guy that's going to give the country club a bad name. There's a roll in there with his shades and his mullet and, cigarette dangling out of his mouth with a beer crack. Oh, I love that man. But John Daly made the cut as well. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. And then let's talk about Rory. I don't know what it is about Rory. Rory plays a good day 1, and he plays a good day 4. Day 2 and 3, not so much. He can bookend them. Boy, howdy, he plays day 1 good, gets off to a fast start, and he can finish strong. But he just does not play good on day 2 and day 3. I don't know what it is about Friday and Saturday, but Rory does not play good on Friday and Saturday. He has an excellent Thursday, and then he has this big comeback, and on Sunday, but he shut himself out of it because he did it in the Masters, got off to a fast start, had a great final round at the Masters, finished in the top 10. I think he might have been top 5 in the Masters because he had a crazy round. Didn't play well Friday or Saturday though, and then all your pundits and stuff too, they always get excited because Roy's out. He's having a great night, and then he'll have a good final round like at the Masters. Oh, he had a good round. He's going to be able to watch the PGA, but then he repeats himself and does the exact same thing. So it's like, if you got eyeballs and you've been watching Rory McIlroy, you know that he is going to play good on Thursday. He's not going to play good on Friday. He's not going to play good on Saturday, and he's going to play out of his mind on Sunday. But by that point, he's going to be out of contention, and that's kind of what happened to Roy on Sunday. In fact, Roy walked out without talking to the media, which I think is horseshit. But I get it. You're pissed, but this is your job. I get it. That's why the NFL has a cooling down period, because you don't want to go in there hot. Man, I understand that. We've all lost games. We've all been pissed. We've all not want to talk to anybody. But you're a goddamn professional golfer. Just talk to it. Fucking Mito talked to the which we'll get to Mito here in a second. But Mito talked to the press after that. I mean, Roy can't. Come on, what the fuck, man? That's horse shit. Okay. Then on Friday, Justin Thomas was looking good, buddy, who's joining me on the show before Scott Soseby. He told me, he's like, I think this is going to be Thomas's tournament to lose. He's like, I think he's going to win this thing. I was like, okay. And then Saturday came, and Saturday was just a clusterfuck of shit. Zatoris was on the board. Mito was on the board. Rory was kind of hanging around there, sort of. Justin Thomas was up there. But Saturday, the weather got, bad, and that cold front blew through, and Saturday was just, everybody was up and down. Everybody was all over the goddamn place. So going into Sunday, Justin Thomas was 7 strokes back, and they kept showing this on the Sunday coverage. There's like 8 guys that have come back from 7 strokes down in a PGA Championship, which, to stop and think about it, that's happened that many times is nuts. The fact that it's happened a handful of times is crazy. All right, but it's happened more than that for a 7-stroke lead going into Sunday. So Mito, and I can't pronounce his last name. Is it Pereira? I think he's from Chile. All right, but he went to Texas Tech. And so every time he hit a driver, you could hear a guy, Raider! Texas Red Raiders for you, those that don't know, if you happen to be watching this outside of Texas. But anyway, he just yells, Raider! But anyway, I got no problem with it. But also, for the record, as long as you're not saying anything in the guy's backswing and you're doing golf protocol and you're quiet, once that ball leaves the tee, if you want to drunkenly shout, I got no problem with it. I think it's fucking hilarious. Because some people do say some funny shit, man. Whether you're just yelling Raider or, Go Tiger or barley wine, whatever. I don't care. Whatever. You can do what you... I know some people are irritated by that, but, golf's stiff and is a very stiff sport, very stiff upper lip, proper etiquette game. Let the fucking fans have some fun. All right, let them, like I said, as long as you're not screaming into the guy's backswing, all right, or anything like that, just remain, quiet. And then once he rifles it off the tee, you can yell whatever the fuck you want to yell. All right, let's have some fun. I know it's golf, but let's lighten it up a bit, shall we? So, kind of fast forward through this. Basically, the top three. Well, shit, who was the guy that Mito was playing with? I don't remember his name. Ferguson or something like that. Anywho, he kind of shot himself out of it. Well, he kind of got off to a bad start, got his shit together, but then kind of shot himself out of it towards the end. So really, it came down to Justin Thomas, Zalatoris, and to Mito. And Mito, of course, was in the final group. And Justin Thomas, he was on 18, played 18 beautifully. He had a birdie putt from about 10.5 feet, missed it, and was pissed because at that point he would have tied Zalatoris. At that point in the tournament, he would have tied him and at least would have been in a playoff with him and potentially would have been in a playoff with Mito had Mito not fucked up, but we'll get to that here in a second. So he was pissed, and there were so many missed putts. I've never seen so many missed putts in my entire life than at this PGA Championship. I don't know what the greens were doing, but guys, just balls lipping out, balls burning the edge. It was really insane. And short makeable putts that were, not going into the hole, man. It was nuts. Absolutely insane. So anyway, Thomas is pissed. And he goes into the clubhouse at -5. At this point, Mito, I think, sitting at -6. Mito goes to 18. And Saturday, he had hit driver off of 18. And he thought that he could hit driver off of 18 again, pulls the driver, pulls it right, buries it into the creek. That's a one-stroke penalty right there. All right, and he kind of screwed himself. He kind of, Valjean, I think, was the guy at the Open Championship at St. Andrews that hit into the water and took him forever to get out of it. He actually tried to get in there, took his shoes off and everything, and went in there. But Mito took the drop. And then he also kind of went a little bit Phil Mickelson at Winged Foot back in 06 when Mickelson was on 18, didn't need to hit fucking driver. Could have won the U.S. Open, could have had a Grand Slam. And pulled driver when he didn't need to. And Mito pulled driver when he didn't need to. He thought he could do the same thing, and he didn't. Was overly aggressive, didn't need to be that way. He had a 2-shot lead, buries it in the creek. Plays his approach shot's no good either, and he ends up double boogling the hole. Zalatoris and Thompson end up at -5. Mito ends up at -4, tied for second place. So Thomas and Zalatoris go to a 3-hole playoff. Now, the playoff nowadays is an aggregate, so they played hole 13, 17, and 18. And so basically it's a best of 3. They both parred. Both of them parred 13. They then went to 17. Thomas birdied 17. Zalatoris parred 17. So Thomas was +1. He was up one, I should say. He was up one going into 18, and then he played 18 just like he did the first time, and hit the green and had a birdie putt to win it, and just missed it. Just missed it. But all I needed to do 2 putt for par, and knocked it in, and that was it. It was over. Justin Thomas won the PGA Championship. So it was a thoroughly enjoyable weekend. So, all right, well, that's been 30 minutes, and that's about all we got to talk about. So, when I talk to you next week, maybe early in the week, I might not talk to you next week at all, depending on how things go with my work and us going on our trip. But we'll see. And if I don't talk to you next week, have a good Memorial Day. Watch a lot of baseball, grill, drink beer, smoke cigars. All right. Enjoy the rest of the. So we got just waiting on the Heat and the Celtics, and then we'll see about the NBA Finals. But it looks like the Warriors are gonna fucking win again. And then Stanley Cup Finals. Enjoy some baseball, and enjoy your OTAs if you're into that kind of stuff. All right, y'all. We'll talk to you next week, everybody. Cheers. Have a good one. All right. And once again, at Twitter, at JJ Sports Show 63. That's at JJ Sports Show 63. All right. Talk to y'all next week.